You installed Claude Code in VS Code and now you're just staring at it, not sure what to actually do with it. Sounds familiar? Most developers installs it, type one question and then treat it like a chatbot and completely misses the 90% that makes it powerful. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to change that. Come, let's get started. Hey, welcome back. I'm Karthik and on this channel I cover AI tools that actually makes a difference for developer. So Claude Code just landed in VS Code and I've been using it hands-on to figure out what really matters and what just noise. I have put together the 10 most important things you need to learn in the exact order you should learn them. Starting from how to properly open it all the way to using it like a pro in your terminal. No fluff, no filler, just the stuff that makes you faster as a developer. So come, let's get into it. So I opened up one of the project. You can use any project. I opened up that project in the Visual Studio Code and here is what the first step. So you need to open the Claude Code in the right way. So what are the options? You can use Command Shift P, which is for Mac, or Control Shift P. So I'm going to click Control Shift P. And you'll see like this, right? It's opening up. So here, what you do, you can type Claude. You can type Claude Code here. And then what happens? This spark icon will start appearing. Until that time, the spark icon was not there. I'm going to close it. You see, there's no spark icon. Only after typing the Claude Code, this started coming. Okay, so this is one of the way you can use it. Step 2. Understanding what it actually does, not just the chat, right? This is not just a chat. So understanding what it actually does. This is not a regular chat inside the VS Code. Claude Code is a agentic AI. You give it at a high level goal and it cooks up a plan and acts on it. It scans your existing files and makes changes and show them to you. So think this Claude Code as a pair programmer and that can read the whole code base, not just one file. Now, step 3, master the difference view. This is the most daily feature. Okay, so when you ask something to Claude, the Claude suggests a change on your code. It doesn't dump in this terminal. Okay, remember that. So you should always go back and check what's the Claude Code changed, and then you should see the difference with the old code and the changed code. Tip is to never blindly accept any change. Read the difference. This is in your control, so you have to do this. Now, step 4. Okay, step 4. Give it a context using the Claude selection. So how do you do a selection here? You can use @ and then it can find out the files here. You see this? You can actually say, okay, I am referring to this file. So instead of copy pasting the code in the terminal, you use this kind of a context selection. You can use multiple selections like this and that will help Claude to effectively use your codings. You don't need to copy paste here. Okay, so this is called context selecting. You're giving context to the Claude. Now let's start with the first one. Okay, step 5, creating the claude.md file. Now if you see, if you type here for very first time init, okay, before I type init, one more thing I wanted to show you. Go here, click on switch model and use the HiQ, which is the lowest cost. So I'm going to use the HiQ. We already talked about this in the previous video. So I'm going to say init. Basically what it is going to do is, it is going to read this important files, patterns and everything on this project. And it is going to create a Claude file here, a selection here. So let it finish and then I will show you what it is going to happen. See, it's literally reading, all the possible files and it is going to give some instructions in the MD file. And that helps Claude about understanding about this project. See, now it is creating a comprehensive claude.md file based on the Angular chat application. It already found what kind of chat application it is and it is going to create a file here. Okay, so it got created. It is asking us permission. Can I write it? Yes. Allow for this session. So now what happened? You see this claude.md got created here. And if I go put it here in the site and then let's go here. See, it has written all of this information here. See, I didn't write, it just wrote based on what it knows about the information. You can actually read about this. It wrote everything for us. Okay, good. So that's the one that to start with. Okay, it also summarizes here what and all it found. So this is the number 1 power user trick. Put your tech stack, folder structure, coding rules, and all the naming convention in this file. Okay, claude.md file. All right, great. So the next step, step 6, learn the key/commands. So there are important commands that you need to understand. One is init, which we saw, you know what it does, and then there's something called model. If you click on slash model, it will ask you to switch the model, where you can switch the model. Now let's say you asked something, you wanted to revert that, you can say rewind. This is one of the important command. Okay, and there are two more commands that we will understand. One is the terminal setup command, and then one is login. If I say login, actually it will sign out this and it will ask me to login. Okay, so these are the four most important commands, and then we will talk about more commands as we progress in each of the course. And step 7 is to use the checkpoint, like your event system that we saw, right? So let's say we will add a context to the Claude, and then we will ask something. For example, I'm going to ask, so what I'm going to use is, based on what we learned, I added a context called this file. So I'm saying Claude, hey, take this file, and there's a method called, so I'm just giving in more context. There is a method or function, you can say. There is a function named this. Can you add a alert in catch? I'm keeping it simple, and what it is going to do is, it is going to find this specific thing. So it's reading that specific line, it didn't read everything, and then it added an alert here, right? As we stated, I've updated this function, and it just tells everything else. Okay, now let's say you wanted to undo this, okay, because it's already changed, right? You can actually go and check if this is in if this repository is in the GitHub or in the source control. Basically this will show us a code change here in this file, but what will happen is you can see the difference, right? But right now it is not in the code source, that's why it's not showing up here. So let's say I don't wanted to do this, I wanted to rewind this. So that's when this rewind will come, and it is asking rewind to select a message to restore code and fork the conversation from that point. I'm saying restore to this one, or before that I wanted to restore to this one, right? See, I'm explaining, this is the one which I wanted to revert. I wanted to revert to this, it reverted it, right? That's the thing. It actually rewinded whatever we did. You see this is here, it went to here. Okay, it reverted everything, it took us to the previous state. So that's called the rewind. Okay, so we can still use this session. The next step 8 is use plan mode for complex tasks. So plan mode lets you review and edit Claude's plan before accepting the change. Okay, so if you go here, you see there's something called thinking. So you can also toggle this thinking button, like enable and disable, to see the Claude reasoning before it touches your code. This is very much invaluable for debugging the complex logic. We do not have any complex logic here, but don't worry, we will see all of those things in the upcoming videos. Step 9, you can actually try with the good prompts. This is the place where you put a very good prompt for Claude to answer it precisely. So you should add the context properly. If you put unnecessary information, Claude's efficiency will bring it down. So let's say I wanted to understand certain things. Okay, so we can say explain app.ts in short what it does. So when I do this, it's gonna read these methods, and it is explaining it already read it. So it's like immediately it is responding. What is this message is doing? What is the key methods? There's a method called send method, what it is doing. This method, what it is doing. See, it is explaining everything, right? That's the beauty of this. So you have to have a good prompt so that it can actually respond to you precisely. Similarly, like you see in the screen, you can use these kind of good prompts to execute it. Now we have done something. Last but not least, step 10. Use the integrated terminal for advanced work. What does that mean? So if you go here inside this terminal, okay, let me clear this. So here what you do, you can say Claude. When you say Claude, it is going to start this terminal. Okay, So this is the integrated terminal. The one that you're using is an extension, but here if you say model, see, it is giving you all the commands, that is with the explanation of what it is. This has more powerfully basically what will happen is this integrated terminal, which exposes the full CLI interfaces. That includes all flags, options that are the extension may not be showing it. All of these things will show up here. Okay, so that is very important. So these 10 steps are the basics that you need to start with. And just to summarize, these are the 10 steps that we saw. If you like this video, do subscribe, share this with your friends, and if you have any questions, do write it in the comment section. And stay tuned for the upcoming Claude related videos, and let's keep up our tech stack up to the industry standard. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tech tutorials. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Happy coding!